My name is Mark Brand. You are listening to Better. I'm a social impact entrepreneur, so I build businesses that are in service to the greater community. So Better was formed to be a tool for everyday advocacy. I think anytime we take people's attention, we have to give something. Folks, welcome back to Better. This is our new format. In between interview weeks, we are going to be having these discussions that are really a little bit of a dissemination of what we've just got to listen to prior to you getting to listen to it.
Well, as the saying goes, one person's trash is another's treasure.
Each dive is an adventure into Nova Scotia's rivers, lakes, and the ocean.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video.
It is what's beneath the lapping waves that Sean McMullen is interested in.
That's a gun.
I'm just taking care of the ocean neighborhood. You know, a lot of people do like take trash off highways or in neighborhoods.
Suzuki has given him a boat so he can travel longer distances for his dives. Conan O'Brien invited McMullen onto his podcast.
He says it's a reality check.
That was an amazing episode.
It was a fantastic episode.
You know, so I knew of Sean and his work before, but he just came with such resounding, like people were like, you have to talk to this guy, including you all.
Yeah.
And again, like when you see somebody's platform and how they show up, I'm always just so curious about why. Mm-hmm. Like, so why are you doing it?
And influencer culture, you're a little like, what's the story behind here, you know?
Yeah, and then there's no option when you see Sean. It's like, you're not doing this for likes. Like, there's no way.
No.
There's not the like, I'm posing perfectly with my Pomeranian in the bed, like sort of thing. Like, it's not about that.
Right.
It's really like, it's messy, it's real, it's fun.
Yeah.
But key takeaways for you?
I've known Sean for a while. He came on one of our shows before, so like I can't say this is the first time I've met him, but I've always you hear influencers. I mean, my age, you see like a lot of people like influencers and stuff. Sure. But he is so real and authentic, and it's just such a breath of fresh air to hear you chat with him and everything like that too. But yeah, he's not that gross influencer prototype. He's actually like very entertaining to watch.
Maddie said the quiet part out loud. Yeah, there's a lot of that out there. So the other thing, I asked him at the very end, and I think it's so interesting. We record about half of this show here in the Maritimes, and we go wide to come in tight, right? So we went huge into A-list celebrities this year, and then we brought it all the way back into people who are hallow famous, if you will. Mm-hmm. And for me, people are just people. And so I think what we've been able to achieve with the show over and over again is like, let me show you the guy. And we did it with Lillard, and we did it with Bunn, and we did it with a whole bunch of other folks in between they get to be their realest selves here. Mm-hmm. And I really love Sean's ability to talk about his relationships, about his struggles with bullying, with mental health, his struggles with like being able to hold the space of creativity and all of those things. And it was a really happy surprise for me. But what I loved was at the end, we asked him about what makes him so proud to be Nova Scotian.
Right.
And so I feel like
I was thinking about that question too. I
watched your reaction. You almost popped out of your seat. You were like, ooh, good question. So let me ask it to you then. What makes you proud to be Nova Scotian?
I hate to poach off of what Sean said, but it was so good in the sense of like that homey vibe. You know, I think a lot when I think of Nova Scotian, my grandmother, she was very like Nova Scotian grandmother. She had like the anchor in her house and like.
Oh my God. Is that the tell?
Oh, right.
That's incredible. Like, what was the anchor from? Was it a decorative anchor?
A decorative, like the little like
was
ocean
it from
trinkets.
The war?
Right.
Was there seahorses around it?
It's the whole 9 yards.
Okay. I feel like we're going into tropes now, man.
Right. But she was so like warm and welcoming to people. Anybody, like she was from Spryfield, Nova Scotia, if anyone knows where that is. And it was just anybody knocks on her door, she's opening, she's helping them out. They're coming in for a cookie, they're having a chat. Like it's just that warm vibe is very Nova Scotian to me.
So we have a new house. We moved in, we live here part-time now in Halifax, which is wonderful to be home.
Exciting.
And I'm in the house for a couple of days. Neighbor spots me from across the way, goes to the contact form on my website, says, Mark has a package on his front doorstep. Can somebody please
Tell
him?
it.
One of my ops team is like, hey, I got the cutest request form ever on the website. Sends it to me. I'm like, please send that person my number. And it's like, I won't say their name. But then they texted me. And we're like, hey, and sending pictures of packages and stuff to me like week 1. So I go to meet them. It's an 81-year-old woman and her husband.
Shut up.
Who have become like best friends. She sent me a picture last week of my house's backyard in fall because I haven't seen it yet. She's like, here's your beautiful home in fall. I'm like, God damn, I'm in the Maritimes right now. Like, I'm being funny, but also this is a beautiful analogy for how people are.
Absolutely.
Like, in Vancouver, I don't know if I knew my neighbors. Like, I know of them and we can like hi sign and like, hey, good to see you. And we keep it very surface. I've lived in the same building for 17 years. I'm 1 week on that block. I know my neighbors, the lesbian couple across the street with the 13-year-old daughter. Like, I know the kid on the corner who's like pretend shoveling to meet me. Like, I don't know if I time warped to 1982.
I love it.
But it's just so indicative of who we are. And it feels so good to be amongst it. And I think we have a lot to share. Canada's an amazing place.
Absolutely.
The U.S. is an amazing place. We're seeing the worst of our actors on the front pages right now. But like, this is what makes us beautiful.
Yeah.
And is our invitational ways. And I would feel the same in Detroit or Pittsburgh or Winnipeg or in rural BC.
Yeah.
And so when I was saying this about Nova Scotians, it's our personal thing, but I really wanted to expand the lens of like, it's what makes us really beautiful people is when we don't have to be afraid, we can just be ourselves. And we learn that from our elders all the time.
Absolutely.
My neighbor was not intimidated by me. I walk 6 foot 220. I'm tattooed literally from neck to toe. And she was like, oh, I love this guy.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
No judgment whatsoever, right?
Right.
Just like, hey, make sure your packages don't get stolen, neighbor. Like that's beautiful. Also, when are you coming over for tea?
Of course. And that, is just so Nova Scotian.
It really is. And so the pandemic has shown up for me twice in the last 24 hours. I went to see Chase the Ace at Neptune Theatre. If you didn't know that this was a Halifax production in part. 1-person show. 13 characters, I think, were played, and it was about the pandemic specifically. And it's this beautiful story. And I wanted to put this in here because, God damn, support your local arts. Like,
Amen.
Whatever you can do to get out and do that, like, we can't lose these spaces.
No.
And I was in there, and I was the youngest person by 30 years, and I'm not a young man. Next to my wife, of course. And, like, looking around, I'm like, God, is it because the youth can't afford to actually be in these spaces? How do we create more access for them? Because this type of inspirational theater storytelling, you just did your first keynote, right?
I did,
And let's relate to that
yes.
in a second. But this gentleman got up on stage and for 80 minutes gave us every single part of himself as all these characters. And it just felt so beautiful and so real. And we're losing. These things are threatened so deeply.
Right. Yeah.
So support your local arts. Support your local
Right.
podcast.
Yes, exactly.
And radio show. But how was your first keynote?
It was fantastic, and I got the opportunity to talk about this show, which was so exciting to me, and just talking about working with you and working with our amazing guests that we've had, and just storytelling was my kind of theme of everything, and just how, journalism may seem scary, but it's changing, and change is exciting, and we should be excited about it. They were students who I talked to, and I'm like, don't let the noise, drown out your creativity.
That's a beautiful bar.
Well, there's so many pockets, podcasting. I never thought about podcasting when I was in journalism school myself, but this has been the most exciting journey for me, and it's exactly where I wanted to be.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
I think there's this connotation around oversaturation of the market, and stop giving people microphones, et cetera.
Right.
And I think, the exact same way as the kid playing in his garage in Seattle in 1989 becomes, the very first grunge superstar. Like, absolutely chase your thing. Don't worry about internet, like, popularity on dogging on people or on trades.
It's all noise.
It is. And there's over like 80 shows produced in this studio. Like, that's incredible. All of them successful. Like, there's 8 billion people on the planet. There's going to be somebody who's going to love what you do, or it resonates with them. And Sean was the perfect example of that, right? Like, he felt the power of what he's doing in a really meaningful way. He's got 100,000 plus people who watch every time he throws a magnet. Like, that's beautiful.
And he's a cool dude.
For real. So all of these different things that you follow, like, it doesn't have to be one of the 4 boxes of popularity.
Totally.
Right. It doesn't have to be, you're going and trying to find the Hermes bag in Paris. Like that might not be your bag.
Right.
Like it's not something you want to do. So, believe in, I can't say this enough, like believing in what you care about and chasing that down and investing the time. And let's talk about that just before we go, because I feel like there's a disconnect in investing in time and mastery. And we were talking, I play records, I've DJ'd for 30 years plus. I love it.
Right.
And it's not like I don't play on controllers, I play on vinyl and controllers if I have to. But the mastery that it's taken to be able to be the level of good that you want to be as a professional or technician. I think we had Strombo on in our first season, and he tells this beautiful story about for 5 years, every single day, he went and recorded a fake radio show. Now, imagine that.
Wow, that's commitment.
So Strombo shows up, and we're like, oh my God, this guy's a natural.
Right.
No. Yes.
There's
but
all
no.
this hours behind the perfection that people don't see.
So for your generation and the generation just above and just below you, do you feel like there's like, we want to know everything right away, or there's a lack of commitment to those sorts of things? Because in your keynote, you must have shared that.
Yeah, I said like that nobody has patience. Gen Z has no patience. And also like the attention span. I'm guilty of that. Like I can say this because I'm totally guilty. But like TikTok and everything, you're scrolling everything like instant. You want to be good at everything quickly.
Right.
But like playing the long game sometimes, and I talked about with podcasting, being consistent. That's how you build trust with an audience too, right?
That's right.
So if that was a message I could get across to kind of the younger generation coming up, it was like just be patient with your craft and also yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to be perfect right away. It's okay.
100%. And we can shout out one more friend because I think it's relative, particularly to the East Coast today, and that's our brother Andy Hay. And Andy will be guest on season 4 when we kick off. And he is seeing a meteoric rise right now. He's got his first like major television show that's happening. But we can remember Andy, for those of us who are around, with a couple hundred followers doing this thing. And now he's at millions and is doing, but he just stayed true to posting every day, upgrading his skills, like really investing in himself and in the time, like being true and authentic to who the person he was. Right. And you see the reps that he put in. It's not 1 year. It's not 5 years. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, wow, I've been at this a very long time. Yeah. And the success is all people see. They're like, oh, maybe if I started tomorrow, I could be the next Andy. But you weren't there for the whole journey. Yeah. And that journey is of sacrifice, is of integrity, is of like really applying it. So
absolutely.
Sean gave us that.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for people to hear this. And this is officially the end of season 3.
Crazy.
Hey, congratulations to us. We made it.
Right.
We survived.
Crazy.
We did it.
We did it. We did the thing.
Yeah. And a huge thank you to you at home and you online for tuning in and like giving us your attention and intention, as I say every episode. It's been phenomenal. I get the honor to hold this space and to bring people that you wouldn't naturally think might be here. And that is the work that we do behind the scenes together with Reese and with Jonathan, with yourself. And just thank you guys, first of all, and our fiscal sponsor who back our plays, East Coast Credit Union. Like it's such an investment of theirs to allow me to do my art.
For sure.
And the art is bringing all these different folks together to share and make our world a little bit easier to navigate. And I think we did it again this season.
I think we did.
Yeah.
I think we did. And art's important, and we need art.
Lots of it. And we're going to keep creating it. So we'll see you in season 4 and you and definitely you.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all, be safe. I'm Mark Brand, and you've been listening to Better.